Good morning. I see lots of costumes this morning. Maybe something's going to happen later. Maybe? Okay. Welcome to the River Road Unitarian Universalist Congregation. My name is Reverend Connie Simon, and I am your interim senior minister. If this is your first time here in person, welcome. We hope that you'll stop by the welcome table so that we can get to know you and get connected. For those watching live on YouTube, good morning. Feel free to join in the chat with our online host. If you're watching this at a later date and have questions, visit the website to learn how to connect with us. Now, there are a lot of announcements this morning, so get ready. First one, today after service, we're going to have a congregational conversation about how words matter. Children are welcome to stay, and they might be more interested in the movie and treats that's happening upstairs. So know that that is an option. That'll happen. Go get a cup of coffee, come back here in the sanctuary, and we'll talk. Also, the Ministerial Search Committee reminds you to sign up for one of the 2 open Zoom listening sessions at 7:30 this coming Wednesday and Thursday. Details are in the e-weekly and on the website. Please register so that you can get the Zoom link. The Zoom link will be sent out the day before, but only to people who have registered. So please register. And now I have another announcement that is just warms my heart. So this is your congregation, right? Yes. Right. And it is wonderful when you do things for yourselves. And there are several of you who really just answered the call when staff said, we need help. And we want to welcome all, or want to thank you all in public. So over this summer, in August, and we just finished a couple of weeks ago, we have been working to refresh the classrooms downstairs. And there was a lot of work that went into that. So I want to, if you're here and you hear your name, raise your hand, please, so people can thank you. We had folks who volunteered to sort and clean out all of the classrooms and helped with the closet work and all of that stuff. Pauline Stipple, Mandy Wimmer O'Brien, Michelle Roman. You can clap. There's more. Then we said we really want to have curtains to cover up some of those ugly doors on the cabinets that have honestly been there for years and are falling apart. And Michelle Roman helped Laura pick out the fabric and cut every piece. There were 32 sets of curtains. She cut them all out. She made patterns. She made instructions. Thank you, Michelle. And then we had some people who volunteered to do all that sewing. Anna Gillis, Sarah Ducey, Catherine Hubley, and Judith Bell. Thank you. It takes a village. There were more people who helped. Then we needed to paint the rooms because they were looking a little tired. Dave Whitman volunteered to be the project leader and helped organize and cut in and do all that stuff. Owen Kirk Whitman and Doug Belling helped us to do all that painting. And then there's another person who's not a volunteer, but somebody who, in a lot of ways, is the heartbeat of this building. She hears things that other people don't hear. She sees things other people don't see. She's got the biggest heart, and is just always working nonstop. Mandy Kelly. Thank you to everyone who helped with the classroom refresh. There is more to come.
Good morning. I'm Sue Burnett, one of your 3 co-chairs for this year's Bazaar on November 15th, as if you had not remembered that date. We are 2 weeks from the start of setup, and we want each of you to feel warmly invited to find your own ways to contribute to our collective Bazaar effort and connect with others in the congregation through this community event. If you're not sure how or when, please stop by the information table in the in the fellowship hall after the service. Let's hear now how Diana, Sarah, and Hadley have created their own unique way to support the Bazaar.
Good morning. I'm Sarah Ducey. I'm a river roader of about 8 years. I'm the proud grandma to Hadley and mom to Diana. Our family is a co-lead with Joan Zenzen, wave Joan, for the baked goods department. The baked goods department is so near and dear to our hearts, and I want to say it helps me to be interactive with our community. It's one of the ways that I do River Road. And I want to encourage you to sign up to bake some goodies, because if you don't know, we sold out of treats last year, and the baked goods is a really top-earning department.
Hi, my name's Hadley, and I'm in 7th grade. I co-lead the department because I like to bake, and it's fun to help sell baked goods with my family. I encourage you to volunteer because it's really fun to work with your friends and family, make delicious desserts, and meet new people.
Thanks, Hadley. I am Diana Ludwig, a River Roader since 2017, and I co-lead the baked goods department because as an operations transformation consultant, I love the chance to pressure test new recipes, lead one of the more profit-generating departments, iterate on best practices for aesthetic packaging, and high ROI pricing, and perfecting our marketing and sales techniques to innovate year over year. So please bake your famous recipe to get in some practice for winter holiday baking. Sign up to drop off a baked good or volunteer via Sign Up Genius. And you can visit us at the Bazaar table in the fellowship hall after service with questions or to sign up. Thank you all.
We begin our time together by lighting our chalice, the chosen symbol of our faith, with these words by Tara Humphreys. Whether you are from the South, the East, the North, or the West, whether you were born into this faith, found it, or it found you, whether you feel at home or are still trying to find your place, whether you believe in God, are open to mystery, or still have no idea, whether you are unemployed, underemployed, cobbling things together, overworking, or in school, whether you are holding grief, anxiety, confusion, anger, hope, restlessness, or deep peace.
Unitarian Universalism has a place for you. It is right here, and this chalice is lit for you.
Didn't Magnolia do a great job? Okay. How about we sing? Please rise in body or spirit as you are willing and able. And let's sing hymn number 407, Gonna Sit at the Welcome Table. Ta-da! Quick change. I am sweet and zesty, yellow mustard. And I am wondering if there's anybody out there who might be wearing a costume, or even if you're not wearing a costume, who would like to be in a parade with me? Anybody want to be in a parade with me? Come on up. And because I know you guys might get fast, I'm bringing my wheels. Just in case. Meet me up front. I'm going to come down. And we're going to get a little bit of traveling music. Okay, down the middle. Okay, okay. Are we ready? Come on, there's room in there. Come be in the parade. I love it. Okay, are we ready? Do you not want me to be in the parade? You can be in the parade. All right, hit it, Schwei. We're ready. Whee! Speed it up. regret this. I'm really going to regret this. Tom? One more time around. That was hard. Yes! You're welcome. Come on. Yes. That was a lot.
Am I on? Now I'm on. Okay. I'm doing something I've never done before. Yeah. All right. I'm giving you the offertory words. In support of our congregation and our community beyond, the morning offering will be gratefully received. If this is your first time visiting, please feel free to let the plate pass you by. Your presence is your gift to us. If you are new or not so new, you can find more information about River Road as well as information about giving through our website at rruc.org. You can also text to give. The text to give number is 73256. If you said that, you won. Okay. So just text RRUC, the amount you'd like to give, to the number. 73256. All right. You'll receive a link to complete your donation. Okay. Thank you for your gifts of treasure, time, and talents. The choir is here. We're doing the offertory. But before the choir sings, I have a little story to tell you. When I started my job at River Road many moons ago, several choir members kept on asking me if the choir could sing a piece by Mozart called Ave Verum Corpus. It was a top-of-the-list thing for them to do. They even went to Europe, and part of their European tour, they went to some alcove and sang it together in private. But I knew the piece. It's kind of famous in choral literature. But I was wondering, why on earth do they want to sing this piece? It's in Latin, but the meaning of the text is very Christian. And I would guess that almost all of the members of the choir at that time considered themselves to be humanists. Maybe a few people considered themselves to be pagan, but not Christian. There's a lot of fodder for discussion about this dichotomy that existed in the choir so many years ago. But I hope you will let me offer this one little bit of my understanding for what it's worth. I think that words are very important. And that one's version of reality, of cosmology, whatever you have, are most often communicated through words. But I think that sometimes a deeper listening is needed when we hear words spoken or sung that we find to be difficult because they don't line up with our version of reality. Perhaps it would be more helpful if we could be listening more closely to what feeling, what aspiration, what beauty, what hope, and what love exists that might lie behind, underneath, or however you think of it, behind the words a person may speak or sing. Even though the words may not be ours, the goodness and beauty behind them may be much more important to notice. And so, I hope you will hear the deeper beauty and love in this setting of Ave Verum Corpus by Mozart, as the humanist folks in the choir did decades ago.
I'm back. Some of you in the back row heard me say, I might regret that parade. And it was fun. Thank you to the choir for that beautiful prayer. It's so needed in times like these, when the world feels upside down and every day brings new insults and new challenges and new obstacles just to being human in this world. So right now, I invite you to call to mind, to give voice to those things that are on your heart, the joys and the sorrows, the hopes and the fears that have been on your heart since last we were together. For those things we have named, for the people who've been affected, whose names we do not know, and for all of the hopes and fears and joys and sorrows that are carefully guarded in our hearts, let us pause now for a moment of silent meditation, reflection, and prayer, after which we will sing Spirit of Life. Words Matter, a poem by Christy Penn. At the start, we hear only words spoken to us, everything shiny, loud, and new, unaware of their power, magic, devastation. One day it's "Mommy," and the next, "Leave me alone." Words serve as lessons at school, later as we age, tricks of the mind. Unlearning the words we were taught and finding our own voice. They have the power to ignite passion in our lovers or hate in our enemies. Words of fear and alarm, satisfaction and surprise. We now listen to respond, words getting lost. New words rise for a generation while others lose all meaning. We have our first words and words that will become our last. One word can trigger a once forgotten trauma. Many more can reunite a family. Words start online wars and boardroom fights. We shout this phrase and that phrase, use words to label, define, and shame, declaring right words and wrong words, because saying the wrong word can end your career, and the right word makes you a virtuous hero. Words matter. It's the difference between the absolute certainty of saying I do and a devastating cry for help. None of this is new. We know this. We live this. Words matter. A poem by Christy Penn. That warrants an amen. Perhaps you read the blurb about this week's service in the newsletter, and you thought, oh my gosh, what are we talking about? We're going to talk about language. We've been talking about language. Specifically, the words that we use to describe ourselves, each other, and this community that we've built together. So as the blurb said, over the past year, we've had some friction around language in the congregation. A guest speaker referred to us as a church. And then in the e-weekly, there was an invitation for us to end the church year strong financially and inviting people to pledge. There were some members who were offended by that. And as Cliff referenced in the introduction to the offertory, we've had concerns raised about using the word God in our readings and in our music. And we've had people who felt hurt when others don't use their chosen names or pronouns. These aren't abstract issues. They're real hurts, real frustrations, real barriers to the beloved community that we're trying to create. So today's message is simple but profound. Words matter, and people matter even more. So I had this sermon all written and ready to go yesterday morning because we had quite a busy wedding here yesterday, and I knew that I had to have everything set and ready to go. And then I had a phone call with a member in the morning. And after that call, I rethought most of what I had planned to say today. So let me tell you about that call. I'm not going to name names because it's not my intention to shame or embarrass this person. But this person had sent me an email saying that they wanted to send me an email, but thought it would come across as harsh or critical. So they wanted to talk by phone instead. That's great. I like in-person conversations. On the phone, they read me their email. It started with a long list of things that the current administration and this president have done to harm vulnerable communities, including notably trans people. Then they asked me why I was essentially wasting a Sunday talking about pronouns when there were so many other more important things to talk about. They mentioned something about transsexuals that I admit I didn't quite catch because the word caught me off guard. But they very clearly told me that they don't do pronouns. And that surprised me. So I asked, didn't you just name transgender people as some of those who have been harmed? But you, a self-described good liberal, can't be bothered to get their pronouns right. If I were a member of that community and I heard you say that you don't do pronouns, I'd think you don't really see me or value my experiences at all. Is that something that you might think about? Silence. And then I said, the service today isn't just about pronouns. When I mentioned the church and congregation issue, they said they were raised Catholic, and on Sundays they went to church. That's what they do now too. It's not a big deal. I pointed out that some of their friends in this congregation don't feel that way, that for them it's a very big deal. Again, silence. I expected, I think, maybe a willingness to look inward or curiosity about why it might matter to someone else. But here's what struck me about that conversation. This person could intellectually understand that transgender people are being harmed by policies and prejudice. But they couldn't or wouldn't make the small adjustment of using correct pronouns. Couldn't see that their refusal to do pronouns was itself a form of the same harm they claim to oppose. So this is what I mean when I say that words matter. Language isn't just sounds we make or letters on a page. Language shapes reality. Language includes or excludes. Language says, I see you, or I don't see you. Language says, you belong here, or you don't belong here. Let me share something more personal. When I came here, I was asked what I'd like to be called. And I said I would like to be called Reverend Connie. Not Connie, Reverend Connie. And most people honor that. A few who didn't accepted the reminder with love and a promise to do better going forward. And some continue to call me Connie, even after I've made my preference clear. And I wonder about their reasoning. Do they not understand the specific challenges that go along with being a person of color serving as a minister in Unitarian Universalism? When I was ordained and became a minister, I was welcomed as one of 7 black women. 7 in the whole Unitarian Universalist Association serving congregations. So I wonder, what is this about? And I thought, well, perhaps it's because you called the last minister by her first name, and the minister before that by his first name, so maybe they think that's the way it should be with me too. And I want to be clear, no one does this to be malicious. I know that. And still, I wonder. Why? Because when someone refuses to honor how I've asked to be addressed, they're telling me that their comfort, their habits, their preferences matter more than my dignity. It says to me, I don't need to adjust for you. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Reverend Connie, isn't that a bit much? It's just a name. It's just a word. Why are you being so sensitive? And that's exactly my point. When it's our name, our identity, or our experience being dismissed, it's never just a word. But when we're asked to make a small adjustment for someone else, suddenly it becomes too much, or too sensitive, or not a big deal. This congregation voted several years ago to change its name from River Road Unitarian Church to River Road Unitarian Universalist Congregation. Why? Because the word church felt exclusionary to some, particularly to those who identify as atheist or agnostic or humanist or Jewish. For those who had uncomfortable or even deeply harmful experiences in their other faith traditions, the word carried baggage. It created barriers. So you changed it. That was the right decision, rooted in our values of inclusion and welcome. But here's the complexity. For some people, including people in this room, the word church is comfortable, familiar, and neutral. For some, it's what they grew up saying. For some, it's just what you call the place where you go on Sunday morning. You must admit, saying I'm going to congregation feels a little awkward sometimes. So both things are true. Both things can be true. The word can be neutral for some and painful for others. The question is, what do we do with that reality? And here's where I want to challenge you. 2 Sundays in a row of being challenged. I've noticed something troubling. We're very good at defending our sensibilities, but we're not always as good at honoring others people's sensitivity. The people who call me Connie, despite my stated preference, don't think they're being disrespectful. They think they're being friendly and informal and welcoming. But impact matters more than intent. I don't especially feel good when my clearly stated preference is ignored. I feel dismissed. The person who doesn't do pronouns doesn't think they're being harmful. They might even think pronoun conversations are silly or excessive. But to the transgender or non-binary person sitting in this room, they might be seen as saying, I don't fully recognize your humanity. And that hurts. The person who refuses to sing hymns with the word God in them is exercising their deeply held beliefs about theology and language. But when that refusal becomes rigid and judgmental, it can make others feel that their spiritual languages and experiences aren't welcome here. The person who casually says church instead of congregation isn't trying to hurt anyone. They're just using the word that feels natural to them. But to someone who has religious trauma tied to institutional Christianity, that word might sting a whole lot. Do you see the pattern? We all have our sensitivities. We all have words that matter to us. We all have ways we want to be addressed and ways we want to address our community. The question is, are we willing to extend to others the same courtesy we expect for ourselves? How do we navigate this? So let's be clear. Here's what I am not saying. I am not saying everyone has to walk on eggshells. I am not saying that we create a list of forbidden words and police each other's language. I am not saying that if someone accidentally says church instead of congregation, they should be shamed, scolded, or banned from the premises for life. What I am saying is this: we lead with grace, and we hold each other accountable. When we speak officially about our congregation, when we use our full and legal name, we call it the River Road Unitarian Universalist Congregation in Bethesda, Maryland. When we speak casually about the people gathered here, we refer to it as a congregation. That's our identity. That's what we chose. But we aren't going to be rude or unwelcoming to the guest who walks in and says, "What a beautiful church." We're going to educate gently, I hope, and with love, and say, actually, we call ourselves a congregation, and here's why that matters to us. And then we're going to move on. We're going to keep the door open. We're going to keep the welcome warm. Similarly, we're going to honor each other's pronouns and chosen names, I hope. This isn't optional, though. This isn't too sensitive or political correctness gone amok. This is basic human dignity. When someone tells you who they are and how they want to be addressed, believe them, honor them, adjust. Will you make mistakes? Yep. Will I make mistakes? Oh, yeah. That's a given. Will one of us accidentally use the wrong pronoun or forget someone's preference? Probably, because that's human. What matters is that you care enough to try, that you apologize when you get it wrong, and that you keep working on it. So let's ground this in who we say we are. That's the big world view of it. Let's ground it in our principles and values. We covenant to affirm and promote the inherent worth and dignity of every person. Every person. Not just the people who look like us, think like us, or share our vocabulary. When we honor someone's chosen name or pronouns, we're living this value of equity, declaring that every person is inherently worthy and has the right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion. When we covenant to affirm justice, equity, and compassion in our human relations, it means that when someone says, "This word hurts me," we don't get to decide whether their hurt is valid. We listen, we adjust, we show compassion. This is justice in action. Working to be diverse, multicultural, beloved communities where we all feel welcome and can thrive. We covenant to affirm acceptance of one another and encouragement to spiritual growth. This is where pluralism as a value comes in. We're all sacred beings, diverse in culture, theology, and experience. Acceptance means making room for each other's differences. Encouragement to spiritual growth means we're all still learning to be more inclusive, more aware, and more kind. We promise to journey towards spiritual wholeness by working to build a diverse, multicultural, beloved community by our actions that accountably dismantle racism and other oppressions in ourselves and our institutions. This is our 8th principle that you voted to accept. This is our 8th principle, and it speaks directly to today's conversation. When we refuse to use someone's correct pronouns, we're participating in oppression. When we dismiss someone's stated preference for how they want to be addressed, we're failing to dismantle oppression in ourselves. Now, this work of dismantling oppression isn't just about the big systemic issues, although we all know it certainly includes those. It's about the small daily choices we make, about language, about respect, about who we center and who we marginalize. Our value of transformation calls us to adapt to the changing world. Language is changing. Our understanding of gender is evolving. Our awareness of the ways that language can harm or heal is growing. We're called to transform alongside these changes, not to dig in our heels and insist that the old ways were good enough and therefore must remain. And generosity asks us to cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope. We can approach these conversations with generosity, assuming good intent, offering grace when mistakes happen, and believing that we are all trying to do better, because I know we are. And finally, interdependence reminds us that we are part of an interconnected web. When one person in our community is hurt, we're all affected. When one person is excluded, we all lose. We can't be in right relationship with each other if we're not willing to honor each other's humanity in something as basic as the words we use to address one another. The good liberal who can't be bothered with pronouns needs to grow. The person who insists on calling me Connie needs to grow. The person who refuses to sing certain hymns without recognizing how that affects communal worship needs to grow. And yes, the person who scolds the guest for saying church needs to grow too. I need to grow. I know it, I admit it freely. I need to grow. You need to grow. We all need to grow. And so I offer an invitation. Our words can be either invitations or barriers. The choice is ours. When we use language that honors how people want to be identified, we're sending an invitation. You belong here. We see you. We value you. When we refuse to adjust our language, when we prioritize our own comfort over someone else's dignity, we're erecting a barrier. My way matters more than your humanity. So here's the invitation. Choose invitation over barrier, please. Choose curiosity over defensiveness. Choose growth over rigidity. When someone asks you to use their pronouns, please do it. When someone explains why a certain word matters to them, please listen. When you make a mistake, apologize and do better next time. When someone else makes a mistake, extend grace while still holding the boundary. Y'all, I know this is hard work. It is so hard. And it's uncomfortable work. But this is the work of beloved community. We can't criticize our government for doing one thing and then we're not willing to do the same work ourselves. Words matter. People matter more. Let's try together to hold each other and ourselves to that standard. May it be so. Amen. Please rise in body or spirit as you're willing and able, and let's sing our closing hymn, Bring Many Names, number 23, if you're looking in the book. Please be seated. Our Unitarian Universalist values and principles call us to live our values aloud, not alone, and encourage us to be open-minded, open-hearted spiritual communities, helping people lead lives of justice, love, learning, and hope. Here are some ways that you can live your values in the coming weeks. 1, join the conversation this afternoon. Go get a cup of coffee and come back, and let's talk about how words matter. We know that as of November 1st, benefits are going to change for a number of people. If it is within your capacity to donate food or to support those who may be most vulnerable, please do so. And if art is the value, generosity, transformation, and beauty are the values that you want to live this week, join the Fine Arts Committee on Saturday for an artist reception with Stuart Diekmeyer. And lastly, join the community of realm users. There were a little over 200 of you who had accepted the invitation. That means there's more than 300 of you who have not. So if you haven't done so, please do that. And with that, we will now extinguish our chalice by reciting together these words by Elizabeth Sell Jones. Together we say, we extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Please remain seated after the postlude for our benediction. May our words build bridges. May our actions dismantle walls. May we speak invitation, not barrier. May we choose love over comfort. May we offer grace freely and accept accountability humbly. May our words honor dignity. May our actions build beloved community. Go in peace. Blessed be.